Welcome, everyone. In today's Explainer, we're totally demystifying artificial intelligence. We hear about it literally everywhere, right? But today, we're taking it from this confusing sci-fi magic down to what it really is: understandable math and data. Whether you're a total novice or just looking to lock in that foundational knowledge, you are in the exact right place. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with what AI actually is. Then look at how it learns. Dive into ChatGPT and prompting. Explore how we generate images and video. Check out the real-world impacts and risks. And finally, look at your future with AI.
So part 1. What is artificial intelligence? Let's get our definition straight.
Now, the absolute most crucial thing to remember here: AI isn't magic. It's just not. At its core, it's simply the field of building machines to perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. You know, things like how Netflix magically, or rather mathematically, recommends a movie you'll love, or how your phone translates a menu in real time when you're traveling. It's really just a massive, incredible combination of mathematical models, mountains of data, and serious computing power doing the heavy lifting.
And you know, it feels like AI just exploded out of nowhere, doesn't it? But it actually has roots going all the way back to Alan Turing in the 1950s. The term itself was officially coined in 1956. Since then, it's been a wild roller coaster. Huge spikes of optimism followed by these deep, deflating crashes that researchers literally called AI winters. But everything changed and accelerated into the modern era thanks to a massive breakthrough in 2017 called the transformer architecture. That was the real game changer.
Which brings us to part 2, how AI actually learns. Let's peek under the hood, shall we?
Historically, computers were incredibly rigid. A programmer had to sit down and manually type out every single if-then rule. Machine learning completely flips that script. Instead of spoon-feeding the rules, machine learning lets the computer find the patterns in the data entirely on its own. It's basically like a student. You show the system thousands, maybe millions of examples, and it discovers the hidden relationships and figures out how to predict outcomes without us having to hand-hold it.
And when those learning systems get super complex, when they start stacking multiple layers to handle crazy, complicated stuff like text, images, audio, and video, we call that deep learning. It uses artificial neural networks built with many different layers to process all that complex information. This deep, layered approach, that is the absolute foundation of pretty much all the modern AI you interact with today.
But wait, how does a model actually learn? Well, you have to train it. Think of training like endless practice. You show the model mountains of data, and every single time it makes a wrong guess, you tweak its internal mathematical dials, its parameters. And you just do this over and over and over again at lightning speed. Eventually, through relentless repetition, it gets ridiculously good at predicting the right answer.
Moving on to part 3, let's talk about the one everyone knows: ChatGPT and the art of better prompting.
ChatGPT is what we call a large language model. And honestly, the way it works is surprisingly mechanical. When you type in a question, it chops your text up into tiny little pieces called tokens. It turns those tokens into numbers, feeds them into that transformer network we talked about earlier, and then just mathematically predicts the very next token, and then the next one, and the next one. It's essentially the autocomplete feature on your smartphone, but on absolute steroids.
But here is the secret sauce. The AI is only as smart as the instructions you give it. That's why your prompt, your commands to the AI, is absolutely make or break. If you give it a lazy prompt, you get a lazy answer. To get those amazing results, you have to provide deep context, specific goals, who the audience is, strict constraints, and the exact format you want. Think of yourself as a movie director, and the AI is your lead actor. You got to give it good direction.
All right, part 4. Creating images, videos, and agents. We're going way beyond just text on a screen here.
Now you might be wondering, if this is all just math and predicting the next word, how on earth does it generate a brand new photorealistic image from scratch? It sounds impossible, right?
The secret here is a mind-bending process called diffusion. The AI basically starts with a digital canvas filled with totally random static noise, kind of like a broken TV screen. And then, step by step, it slowly sculpts that static. It's like staring at the clouds until you see a shape, and then slowly tracing it out. The AI just keeps refining and transforming that noise until it perfectly matches the text you asked for. Incredible, right?
And video generation takes that exact same concept and cranks the difficulty up to 11 by adding the dimension of time. Now, the model doesn't just have to make a pretty picture. It has to mathematically predict realistic motion, keep every single frame flawlessly consistent with the last one, and track scene changes. It's a massive, massive computational flex. Which leads us to a huge leap forward: AI agents. See, a normal AI model just talks to you. You ask a question, it answers. But an AI agent actually acts for you. Agents can use external tools, browse the live internet, and complete entire workflows completely on their own. Imagine an AI analyzing a giant spreadsheet, writing a summary report, and then automatically emailing it to your boss without you ever lifting a finger. That is what agents do.
Part 5. Let's talk about the real-world impact and the risks involved with deploying all this.
Now, none of this software magic works without some serious physical muscle. Training these neural networks means solving millions of complex math problems at the exact same time. Massive matrix calculations. The unsung heroes making this possible are GPUs, or graphics processing units. Specifically, NVIDIA's hardware and their CUDA software ecosystem are what made all this heavy, large-scale math practical. They're literally the physical engine driving this entire AI boom. And because we have that crazy compute power, businesses are going all in. We're seeing AI aggressively integrated everywhere. It's powering 24/7 customer support, speeding up painfully tedious document processing, helping programmers write code faster, forecasting market trends, and giving business leaders supercharged data-driven advice. It's touching basically every industry.
But we gotta be real for a second. There are serious risks here. AI is flawed. It makes mistakes. It can and will hallucinate completely fake information and tell it to you with total, unwavering confidence. It can also reflect biases from its training data. Because of that, these systems are not foolproof. Responsible human oversight isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely required. We have to stay in the loop.
Finally, Part 6. Your future with AI. What does all this mean for you?
So what's the big takeaway here? Listen, the future is not about AI completely replacing humans. The most successful scenario is humans working alongside AI. Yes, the routine, boring, repetitive tasks are going to get automated. But that's a good thing. It frees us up and actually elevates the value of what makes us uniquely human. Your creativity, your judgment, your leadership, and your ability to build real relationships. Those are about to become more valuable than ever.
If you're watching this and want to jump in, here's your playbook starting today. First, lock in these concepts we just talked about. Next, open up a free tool like ChatGPT and just play around with it. Don't be intimidated. Practice your prompt design. See if you can use it to automate a tiny annoying task in your daily life. And just keep learning the fundamentals as the tech evolves.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with the thought directly from our source material. Understanding AI doesn't require advanced math at the beginning. It only requires curiosity and a willingness to learn. Curiosity is your absolute greatest asset here. So, keeping everything we just covered in mind, what are you going to ask the AI to help you build today?